It's the Fact Freak, and welcome to today's deep dive. It's a pretty disgusting one, I've got to be honest. Trigger warning for some of the most vile things you'll hear today. And this deep dive is on JaydeUK.
And this is the police with their LGBT on them. And for a strange reason, I haven't been arrested today by the police.
You need to be arrested.
Well,
We don't anything
I was
wrong.
the other day I got arrested, but I haven't today, people. But look, this is Norwich Police. Norfolk Police? Norfolk
yeah.
Police, there we go. With the LGBT, the Florida this March, having an awesome time.
Right, guys, so a lot of people will know that what first started to come about on TikTok was the sharing of this particular news article. At the time, people were saying, just type in Jason Crocker and you will find the links to JaydeUK. Now, we're going to have a look at this article together. It says, man imprisoned for wicked rape attempt on a friend. And then we have an image, which at the time, a lot of people were saying, it's clear that this was Jayde. We're not signing up for anything. A man who grabbed a woman round her neck during a wicked attempt to rape her in his van, dumped her in a field after she lost consciousness. Now everybody was saying that there's definitely a link here. However, if you go through the article, obviously the name Jayde is never mentioned. It is never explicitly said at all in this article that Jason Crocker was JaydeUK. There was no tangible links apart from people saying that the two looked alike. Now, if I look at some of the images that were being shared at the time, what I've done here is I've sort of looked at several features on the faces of the two people concerned, or believed to be two people at the time. So in red, you'll see, I mean, if we look at the nose first, the shape of the nose, the way it comes out here, was very similar. However, if you look at the picture of Jason, if you look at the picture of Jason, his nose seems to come up more slightly. However, the nose shape is spot on. We'll move further down to that smaller red square. And the teeth, the fact that when the mouth is open, those are the teeth that are most visible, is spot on. Now, if we go back up to the forehead, you'll notice on Jason's, there's a mark on the forehead, whereas with Jayde, the forehead looks more clear. However, there does look like there is slight marking. If you go to the chins, you'll see that obviously Jason has a fatter neck that hangs down slightly and the chin is more pronounced, unlike the other image. Now, this, of course, was not solid evidence to say that somebody looked like somebody. And I even did a video to say that, and I'll let you watch it now.
I tell you what, you try to go to court, right? Stand in front of the judge and say, I've got proof, and then just read the typed statement you've made out on TikTok. See how far you get in a court case or something like that, or an investigation. Not very far, because it ain't proof of anything that you're saying you have this, you have that, you have the other. Show it then. Show any of it. And by the way, that account is also Princess Flu. Very easy to find that out too. And peace. Now I'm going to try my best to film this video even though I've got COVID. But when I get a comment like this, I find it's really important to obviously check it out. So you want me to look at this profile, yeah? It's actually a profile you've set up and you want me to look at, and you're accusing somebody of some horrendous things. Let's see what evidence you have. Literally none, but there's plenty of evidence to suggest that Princess Flu's behind this one. Stalking somebody new today, Princess? You see, this is classic Princess Flu. You see all these accounts there, and they're following each other. If you've seen my deep dive on Princess Flu on YouTube, you know that this is what this individual does. I mean, you did it to Holly Stanley, and well, you did it to me as well, didn't you? You did it to me. You even put videos up saying that you'd created this one. The more balls you've ever had, I suppose. Especially since you're saying you've had them chopped off. So yeah, it took some balls of you to try and think you were smart enough to manipulate me into selling your fucking narrative. Let this be a message for people. Don't just believe everything you read on the internet. Do your research.
And of course, the big problem with this information, not only was it just pictures and telling people to read a news article that didn't link the pair, was that the person saying it was Princess Flu. Let's remind ourselves. I love the backpedaling as well about Mark Feely and that recently, Flu. Yeah, because you're now trying to say that you're open, honest, trustworthy. You don't say lies, you don't, you're trying all that, yeah? So, can you explain the account that you created calling me a nonce? Video of you on there literally. You see, obviously I'm not what Princess Flu's accusing me of here, but Princess Flu would stoop to that level. So he's not credible. Nobody would believe him in this stage. Nobody. But luckily, there were people out there digging deeper. And those people are the ones that exposed Jade for who she really is. Remember that. Jade, of course, stitched those videos. And because she did, people believed that I was backing Jade. Where actually, we all know, because we are not stupid, that those videos are saying there is no evidence either way at that time. However, it was coming in thick and fast, and I was speaking to other people behind the scenes. Now I started to talk to other creators that were looking into Jade, and of course I was challenging some of the things that they were sending to me. Wouldn't it be great if we had this? This would be really good. It became a real team effort between a lot of people. But I've got to say, with distractions in my personal life, other people took the reins and absolutely blew it out the water. But as you'll see, Jay Adams' Facebook was stumbled across. But of course, if we have a look here, we know that face. That is the face of Jason Crocker. Now the investigation could really begin, and people would send me things and I would challenge them. But it was difficult to find any now gaps. And this was starting to look more and more like the attempted rapist, Jason Crocker, could be JaydeUK. I first looked into this van and looked in the number plate, wondering whether Jade was still the registered keeper. Unfortunately, that did not check out. People started to look at this injury here of the fingers. I do apologise. Try not to show too much because I know what YouTube's like for this. And that is where things started to open up. Right, so with the finger injury in mind, let's watch this video.
For chilling out. Morphine, leg pain. I got my legs broken, as you commonly see. There's a finger missing. I cracked my...
What finger was that? Let's go back and have a look.
I cracked my skull, as you can see here. I cracked...
Oh. That's a little finger. Now look here. You can clearly see this is a little finger. And if you put it out, you can work out exactly which hand that was from. Things like this were becoming, there couldn't be a coincidence. Surely not. And of course, while this was all coming out, I was also putting the pressure on Jade as much as I could. As I said here, Jade, originally the posts Flew and the like were sending about with vague details of how you were linked could easily be dismissed. However, some of the new information is not so easy to do that, and when checked they check out, like Facebook interactions, etc. I'm here to defend the innocent. If you have any evidence or explanations for the things, please share so publicly so it can be put to bed. I know you've been online, Jade, because you see Jade was avoiding me coming down and asking these tough questions. I know you've been online on TikTok this morning as you've posted. Could you please reply to this message, Jade? Jade said, I got virtually nothing really. As I've said on my lives, I got broken into and a lot of my original things went missing. My original birth name is Matthew Stainford.
If Jay Palmer isn't Jason Croker, then why is Jay commenting on Croker's daughter's post?
And of course, more and more evidence like this great video was getting put out there and I was getting tagged in it. And of course I was challenging Jade over this as well. I said to her, who's this Katie Crocker? How do you explain your interaction with her on Facebook? Have you nothing at all that proves that you were not in jail at the time of this man being locked up? I don't have much of anything really. I have my Deadpool cert, that is it really. Katie is a friend. I have spent time in prison but was for drug selling and distribution. I brought a load across in a boat and did serve time for that. My probation service was Lowestoft in Suffolk. What about old passports? Anything in your dead name? Any proof of the crime and the time you did, etc. See if it overlaps. Got no contact with her now as she left TikTok as it was too toxic. Almost like I'm going to get it's toxic now. Plus a few Flu's people are getting married now as well. Yeah, I feel you need to put some evidence against these claims and set them straight. How about Katie? Can you contact her to give confirmation who she is in a message? Maybe get her by photos with family, etc. Katie is on Facebook. I think you should make it a priority to get evidence together to clear your name. If you get this stuff together, I can debunk these claims and put these people right. That will hopefully put an end to people going after you and others. But she's not on Facebook. Now, of course, I'm having to let Jade know that I'm there to help her. But what I'm really saying is, you've got nothing. You've got no leg to stand on. And it's becoming clearly obvious that Jade is giving me the runaround. So I was sitting at my computer just like this, doing research, ready for this deep dive, thinking about something else. Could Jade answer this question? Why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? I was putting the pressure on, but of course other people were as well. And I saw Holly Stanley was live, and the title said, "The truth's out." This is what I heard.
Okay, with a message from Jade on it. That picture of that house is the same house that's on the news report when Jason Croker got arrested.
That was another lead. There was a house in, obviously, in the news article that Holly's speaking about, and there was also in the pictures that we looked at before. You can go onto Google Maps and it matches up. More, like I said, more and more strong evidence like that was coming out right at this time.
I've seen the birth certificate, so has other people. It's a fake birth certificate.
So insane to think that I didn't see this birth certificate, But it's so insane to think that Jade would have forged documents to give people the runaround. She was so cocky about it.
Yes, we're talking about Jay Palmer. It's a fake birth certificate that she's been showing people to try and cover up her background. She's done it to other people. That's the only reason I was prepared to stick by her, was because she showed me what appeared to be a genuine birth certificate.
Absolutely insane. Holly then went on to say that she called Jade out, and Jade admitted to being Jason Crocker.
Surprised after the last couple of days of DMs I've had between myself and Jade. Now everyone seems to think that because I didn't put a video out there saying I 100% know that this to be true, that I'm taking the piss or taking sides. No, I've been searching for evidence this whole time, and everybody will see these DMs. I have absolutely nothing to hide.
Listen, the thing is, when you do what you need to do, you need to make sure you get it right, because you could be in defamation of character, boundaries and shit like that. So when you do your deep dives, you need to be sure on your evidence, and it can take time to get that evidence to be sure. And this is where I've had people going, oh, but you were supporting her last night. Jade showed me a fake birth certificate, and on my basis, that's fine by me. So until I'd seen enough evidence for me to change my mind, I wasn't going to start agreeing with the biggest liar on TikTok and saying, yes, Jade's Jason Croker. I needed to be sure. And now, the second I found out, I contacted her directly, and she instantly said, I was Jason Croker, but I'm innocent. I didn't do it.
I have DMs. She's been promising me for the last week that she was going to go to a lockup where she had evidence. I've twice given her an extension on giving evidence to me, and the final date I told her was today, or I'd be putting a deep dive together with what information I had. And I have those DMs, you know what I mean? I've told her outright in the DMs that I am not taking side. I don't particularly know who you are, to be honest, until it was brought to my attention.
So what did Jade do after she was publicly outed for being a convicted sex offender and rapist? Oh, she went live to do a Q&A where she spoke to victims of sexual assault and sometimes just wasn't paying attention, not giving them any attention. And I watched it and I got so angry at the way she was. I couldn't hold off, and I jumped in and told her exactly what I thought.
And as for court documents, you getting court documents, I'm sorry, Jade, to me now you're a liar, you're a proved liar. How many times did you tell me in the DMs in the last 3 days that you were going to a lockup to get paperwork to prove that you were not Jason Crocker?
Yeah, I do it. I have papers with me, but it's not got that on it. And yeah, I did say that to you.
It just sounds like all the shit you've been saying about getting stuff from the lockup, Jade. You see, once a liar, always a liar in a lot of people's eyes. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what. I mean, to me, you look a bit gloss-eyed. You look like it is getting to you. Why be here? Why be here? What do you think you're going to do?
That's why.
Sorry?
One is you, and that's it. And after you, that is my lot, because, yeah, my views are stupid. Absolutely stupid high views. And yeah, I've got 2,500 people viewing me at the moment. And there's
people are here. Yeah, Jade, I would guarantee that at least 75% of those people are here to tell you to fuck off. If I'm being honest with you, to tell you what you've done is fucking disgusting. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, like, I don't tell people a lot about myself because I protect my own identity. I've studied civil and criminal law, and I know how the system works. And you don't just get put away for zero evidence or disproving, you know what I mean? It just does not happen, Jade. It doesn't happen, and people are going to see that. But anyway, like I said to you in DMs and stuff like that, everything will come out. Everything will come out eventually, and it has. And really, you should have done, as soon as people came out and said it, you should have disappeared. That's what you should have done. You should have disappeared.
Live, just have the people have something to say, and that's my lot.
Yeah. Well, honestly, like, you've avoided me, you've given me the runaround for ages. And I just want to say to everybody who was tagging me in things like people do when it's doing a deep dive, you know, not a problem. I mean, I had my integrity, Jade, challenged over you. Because I didn't just outright go, oh yeah, of course it is this person. I looked and I digged, and that's what I do with every deep dive I do. I want everything I say to be solid facts, right? But you've seen the tags, you've seen the videos, you've seen them daily. I've got breathing problems. I've got 70% of my lungs working at the moment after pneumonia. I'm moving house, and every 5 minutes my phone's beeping, and it's some shit to do with this, and you're lying all the way through it as well. Do you know what I mean? You've lied all the way through. You've lied to everybody else. And like I said to the likes of Sobriety Jack, who could trigger somebody who's having sobriety, you could seriously trigger somebody's mental health tonight by serving your own ego, doing a Q&A.
Yeah, fair enough. That's why I'm going. That's why I said that you was the last one, and that's it then.
Yeah, well, I normally say peace, but not tonight.
That's fair enough. Right, peeps. I'm now off. You heard everything on here. There's not really much more that I can say. I'm not letting anyone else in because I'm off. I'm not letting Irish in after the last bit of swearing. He gave me an account violation on that. I'm not doing that. And I did actually just get one at the end of Fact Freak, and it just come up on the screen. So, I'm off. Bye forever. Hope you've had an awesome time. And we'll see you later. Catch you later.
I was so annoyed. But when I came off that live, she said that she was never going to stream again. She was coming off the app. But right at the end, she said she wouldn't let anybody in because her account just got a violation warning. Why the hell would you care about a violation warning if you had no intention of going live again? There are so many fraudulent slips in this, I could dissect it for days. My views are stupid, she said at one point. I just don't understand. I really don't. And to this day, Jade is still on TikTok, is still streaming on TikTok, and people are saying she did her time. She did her time. So forget. I bet that victim can't forget. I bet that victim will never forget. The victim's family, everybody, people in that area. When's their time up? Also, Jade lied about everything. Everything. Now, Jade said she did this because she was advised. And as I said to her in that live, she didn't even have to. She could have just disappeared. Gone. Gone from this app. Gone from social media. Gone from being viewed by people who've suffered sexual assault. But instead, Jade will always stay around because Jade cares about Jade. That's what it is. Jade cares about Jade. Jade cares about how many views are in, while a domestic abuse and sexual assault survivor pours their heart out on a live to her. But my views are stupid. I hope if you ever see her accounts, you block them. You don't interact. You don't gift this person. and you keep away from them. You keep away from people like this. There was such a collaborative effort on this. I've got to say, there were so many people out there doing the research and challenging Jade. And I feel that all of these people doing it, coming in at once, eventually caused her to crack. This deep dive has been tremendously difficult for me. Like I said to Jade there, my integrity was challenged because of the fact that Jade stitched those videos and then tried to use them in that sort of way, as though I was back in her corner, whereas those videos just say that there wasn't enough evidence at the time. I've had to prove numerous times that obviously that was, you know, I don't know why I've had to prove that, to be fair. It's been ridiculous. Everybody who follows me here knows the Fact Freak looks for facts, solid facts. And Jade, because I know you're watching, because that's another thing. That was another thing about putting this out. Just planning a watch party. I just want to go over my last DMs with Jade before we end today. Now, of course, when I do these deep dives, a lot of the time people will ask me, could you interview the person you've done the deep dive on? Could you speak to them? So I did ask Jade if she would be interested. I said, Jade, I was wondering if you'd be interested in doing an interview with myself. It'll be released on YouTube. It will give you a chance to say your piece, explain things once and for all. Obviously, will be unbiased style interview. Let me know. It would be on Zoom or something to that effect. Well, Jade, what do you think? I'm giving you a fair chance to have your say. I don't know really about it. I have thought about it as well. Now, she started to throw things in. Okay, sounds okay with me. If there's any other questions that you have to ask me, but I'm sure I've gone through everything on my live tonight again. So she's gone through all of it, what she's done again on a live. I think I actually got more supporters than before as well. Not blowing my own trumpet about it, but it does seem it. There is a few web pages about falsely accused as well. I mentioned these on my live feeds. Princess Flu called off his protest. I did discuss about putting up a vid, and like 50-50 saying I should, and then pin it on my page, and a few saying it's a bad idea. This is why I'm unsure about going live with yourself. Now, I had people tell me that Jade was accusing me in her live and saying that I would edit the video. It would not be a live, Jade, because I would not go live with her again. It would be a Zoom call between myself and you. The interview would be played in full with no edits at the end of the deep dive. You can also record the interview. Zoom allows you to do that. So if you think I'm full of BS and I'd edit something, you have the hard copy to dispute. And then she did not make her mind up. Well, she did make her mind up. She decided not to do it. She decided not to do it. Now, I wonder why. Is it because, Jade, it wouldn't have worked out for you? She almost threatened by me doing this, I was going to help her gain more followers. God, I hope not. God, I hope not. Anyway, I have been the Fact Freak, and this has been the deep dive into JaydeUK. I want to thank everybody who provided evidence, everybody who tagged me in videos for this. Don't forget as well, guys, if there's anybody you would like me to look into, my Instagram inbox is open all the time. I try to get around to as many people as I can, as quick as I can. Also, don't forget, if you are interested in supporting the channel in any way, the Patreon link is on Instagram as well. Also, if you go onto TikTok, God only knows how many accounts have been banned and started by now. But if you search for The Fact Freak and follow my latest accounts, please. And everybody have a fantastic bank holiday weekend and what's left of it. I am intending to basically spend time with family and friends, which I encourage you all to do so. Peace.